Well, hey, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I put the camera back where it was before. Still messing around with it. But yeah, the plan is to have a TV here. I don't know if I'm going to do it on Blue Gamer. I'm going to explain. But anyway, welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. It is April 10th, 2025. Happy it's Thursday. That means it's almost Friday. That's usually what my takeaway from Thursdays are. But you know what? There hasn't been that much interesting gaming news. But Altronimus, good to see you. So, I've excuse me. I've always told myself and I've been doing this daily Monday through Friday show for a year now, maybe a little over, or maybe right at, I forget. But like a couple things I'm trying to do with it is, talk about some news. One, I want to know some news. I'm sure you do too. Also play some games. Sometimes it's kind of good to get an idea of a game, but I also use this as a time for myself. Sometimes I might just play a game I want to work on or talk about something else. And there's dog. And today's an interesting one because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So this will be fun. I do have some news articles that we will touch on first. So maybe we do that. But again, morning operators, Autonomous. I like that little thing. Okay, what have I been playing? So some more South of Midnight. I'm in chapter 5. I've played 2 hours and 15 minutes. You know, it's very interesting discussion on another channel about this game. You know, I talked about how I'm just skipping the cutscenes and making it like a cozy, watching a pod, playing the game. And then, someone was like, but the game has such beautiful cutscenes and I would be playing it for that. And so that is the issue with this game. Its gameplay is completely I don't know how to explain it. The gameplay has nothing to do with the story and vice versa. It's funny because I feel like the story is probably better than the gameplay, but I don't care to engage with the story. I'm not playing a game for story. If the story's good and hooks me, that's great. So South of Midnight, sure, it could have a good story, cutscenes, but the gameplay is different, and almost to where the gameplay isn't as good as the story's narrative and cutscenes. But what's interesting about my take is the gameplay is just serviceable enough where I'm actually having fun just kind of going through the motions. Like it does the basic thing easily. Not good, but easily. You could jump into South of Midnight, do some double jump, floating, platforming. The combat is horrible, but like you can get through it. It's a very interesting game. Again, so much so that I'm still playing it. But it's because it is that. It is a very serviceable, relaxing, cozy action game. Now, if you want it for the story, that's fine. But to me, there is a huge disconnect between the story that is being presented to you, the cutscenes, etc., and then again the gameplay. The in between the cutscenes, what you do, huge disconnect. But luckily, I was able to kind of jump into that and figure it out and realize there is some fun to be had if you look at it from a different perspective. And so, again, by me skipping cutscenes, I'm not saying anything about the cutscenes. It's just I'm not playing a video game for the story or the cutscenes. So, not to say it's because it is an SBI game, but there is a trend. And so, yeah, I don't know how much, like, I guess you could say, let's make a game that is stars a black woman from the South. That's a very specific cultural thing. But other than that, maybe being the angle of the DEI, SBI, whatever, the rest of the game, I don't feel or see any of that. Okay, so GMKLX, you do bring up a point, though, I will say, that all of these games that get caught up in the Sweet Baby Inc. things tend to be games that weren't gameplay first. So then when people play these games, they're like, well, the gameplay's not that good. And so I wonder if some of it could be because of mandates of, well, but we want to do this. Some of it could just be the people making the story, the gameplay isn't first, right? Is that, I don't know. I don't know. I think we're at a time now with video games where you're either going to tell a story or there's game mechanics. But I think there could be both. Yeah, this is the other thing. And this is the same thing with movies. I think I realized this when I was in my maybe late teens, early 20s, when I was a huge film buff. There are too many movies out there to be able to cover them all. And for a studio to make a movie, there's too many different markets you could market to. And I think it's like that with video games right now. It's gotten to the point where there's so many different types of video games and people playing them that it's really hard to have a general. I feel like and I see this with movie news all the time. When they cover news, they're either only covering the big mainstream superhero stuff, big budget stuff, or it's a niche channel that covers specific types of movies. And I think that's where we're getting with. So it sounds like they're sadly the setup could have been great. It sounds like their priority was story rather than gameplay. And so I think that's then what we get out of this sort of market of a game. It's like, well, people play video games. Let's make one about this story, but not really like, let's make a game where people are engaged with this mechanic and then we'll make the story this. So that's why if I was to review South of Midnight, I can't say it's a bad game. I also can't say it's a good game, but there is something there I think that different people can find. So if the content is good, it crosses markets. So yeah, that's the other thing about if you make something for everyone, you make it for nothing. Or you make it for no one. Yeah, if you make something for everyone, then you make nothing for no. I forget what that thing is, but it's kind of like that. Like a walking simulator is a story focused stuff, but at least they're trying to add more action to it. And so that's the thing in the case of, so I think South of Midnight, even though I wouldn't play it, would be better off being a walking simulator. I don't mind the platforming sections, but the combat is so, I almost want to say dumb. And the reason I say that is because it's like, okay, yeah, you can press a button over and over to hit over and over. And then you have, the different things you can do, but there's no sort of the expectation of animation. What do you call it? Not knockback, but stagger. There's none of this stuff exists. So it might as well not be an action game, if that makes sense. It's very interesting. I wonder how much, if you try to please everyone, then you please no one is my paraphrase of it. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So we'll see, because mostly people are just like, yeah, the story's good, but that's about it, But let me move on. I'm enamored, I guess, and is that the word, by this game, because it's like there's a little bit of fun underneath it, but as a whole, with the high production value, it's a miss. Panzer Paladin, pretty crazy, right? I've had this, hadn't played it, and I just came across it in my Steam library. It's really cool, actually. Actually, it's way cooler than I thought it would be. Have any of you played Panzer Paladin? What's really badass about it is the mech looks almost like a Gundam without a V-fin, and you have this pilot girl that, sits in the cockpit, but then she can get out and has a grappling hook. That's pretty badass. That's all I did yesterday. 12 minutes of that, and then just maybe a little bit. I didn't play much yesterday. There was a baseball game and a podcast, a live show I was doing yesterday, so I didn't really get much gaming in. But JamKillX, so you love Panzer Paladin. Awesome. Yeah, because it is pretty fun. It doesn't have VFIN, but does it have sweet stash? A sweet stash. No, it actually, what is the look of it? It has like I wonder if we can get a better picture. Because it's like if you look closely, it has the design elements of a Gundam, and I'm wondering if we could find like a pixel shot. This is okay. I mean, it does have like, that might be hard to see. Can I make that bigger? So hard to get good screens nowadays. Basically, it has the little chin thing going on. And just the way the shape, almost Optimus Prime if it wasn't for the chin. Also, the chest section, it has a lot of Gundam-y elements where I feel like it's more Gundam than like Transformers. And the character that's it looks kind of like those, super robot show characters. Oh, that's some cool artwork. All right, let's move on. I don't know how much more interesting news I have. Does it? It doesn't have VFIN, but it does. Oh yeah, I already read that. Okay, let's move on. What would be the next thing? So that was that. PlayStation Portal system update launches today with cloud streaming beta user experience improvements. Nothing much. You can capture and I guess you can. Well, I like this. You can filter the game. When you would play the cloud streaming games, you would just have to go down a list of games. Like there was no way to sort or search. I don't think they have search, but they have the sorting. But you could. That wouldn't make sense. Use the portal to streaming games from your PS5. It's like Inception. Anyway, that's all with that. I just think it's cool that they're still updating it. I do think the portal is like a secret weapon of Sony that could help them out once people realize it, I guess. I don't know. Okay, Xbox's big summer showcase is officially returning in June. So June 8th, which seems like it's far away, but we're that close. That's cool. And then there's going to be an Outer Worlds 2 Direct. Never really played Outer Worlds. I could like it. I probably could, so there we go. Yeah, Tim Kaine, one of the developers of Outer Worlds, has a YouTube channel I follow, and he talks about some pretty cool stuff when it comes to video game development. All right, this is interesting. Vampire Survivors forced to abandon PlayStation cross-save due to undisclosed legal complications. So that is, one, I had no idea cross-save was coming, which is absolutely amazing. Especially on the PC version, my Castlevania expansion, nearly everything done. Great music. So it's really cool that, I guess I could, on Xbox or whatever, even though I could, because I have Vampire Survivors on PC, technically with the ROG Ally, I could play it anywhere. So, but then if you did the cloud save on the Xbox anywhere, it's interesting. Again, all this stuff is merging. Playing games in the cloud with Xbox, playing games in cloud with PC. Xbox and PC might as well be the same, and I know they're going that direction. Metal Armor Dragonar. That you know what? It's funny that you brought that up. My local comic shop has this badass Metal Armor Dragonar action figure I see every time I'm there, and it's on clearance. No one's buying it. It's just kind of expensive, and I don't know the property. But as soon as the time is right, I'm going to snatch that up. Okay, so let's see. Does it say feature 4 5? Oh, PlayStation 4 and 5. I was wondering, it just says a free update in April. But dude, cross save on Vampire Survivors, great idea. Great idea. Dragonar is in Ace 2 and 3 as well. Wow. Okay, even more reasons to play that. I was just thinking this morning I need to start downloading those and trying them out. Okay. Nintendo won't say who is developing Switch 2's Donkey Kong Bonanza, and this is interesting to me. Japanese companies will do this sometimes. Either it's creative led and the creator is like front and center, or it's just like a team thing and they don't really, like early Castlevanias. I think the name they used was not, it's almost like what is it? I'm getting it wrong. I see it all the time. When you're watching Gundam and it's like Yoshiyuki Tomino and then Hajime or something, Tatake, I can't pronounce it, but that's like a fake name that represents the creators. I noticed that's a Japanese thing, so it'd be interesting to see who is actually making this. The thing is, with Nintendo games, I feel like the way they structure their development, even though they do have like Shigeru Miyamoto there and, all the others, they're not necessarily artist led. I think it's like kind of more of like a group, like let's make sure as a group this game hits all the marks it needs to. More than any other developer, I think that's what makes Nintendo unique. Hajime Katoki, thank you. I built the oh wait, no, it's not Katoki. It's hold on. Okay, there's this guy, right? But then there's what? This is going to bother me. Gundam created by Yoshiyuki Tomino and Hajime Yatate. So yeah, same first name, different last name, but both of them are Gundam related. That's kind of funny. It sounds like Japan does the pseudonym thing for the entire group. Yes, that's what I was getting at. Thank you, pseudonym. That is the word I am looking for. Pseudonym. Let's move on. You know what? I have a channel for Gundam talk. Let's see. We talked about that. Okay, Reggie Fils-Aimé seemingly weighs in on Switch 2 Welcome Tour debate by highlighting the success of Wii Sports. Very interesting. Is he saying that because of the $9.99 is not an exorbitant? Have I not used that word? This is a day of words. In his eyes, and that it's a pretty robust piece of software with a lot of great. I'm trying to. It's very interesting that he's comparing Wii Sports. It's interesting to say that Mr. Pushback, Fils-Aimé said at the time, during the development of Wii and Wii Sports, the goal was we wanted the system to be attractive, not only the most active players, but this article does not make sense. Jordan Miller, okay. Okay, so former Nintendo subtly commented on Nintendo's decision not to include Welcome to. I guess if he can extrapolate that from that, I didn't get that from that. I feel like Reggie Fils-Aimé is just playing cool because he's asked about Nintendo. He's not going to say anything bad. Interesting. Yeah, exactly. I think Reggie was just trying to deflect and not really talk about the controversial part, just talking about things that can be released with a game and that are successful. The Welcome Tour, though, is more better related to Astro's Playroom. So, article not that great. Okay. New developer Series Studio announced with Bloodborne and Demon's Souls producers, co-founders. This is very interesting. The Tokyo-based studio will include former SIE Japan studio producer. So when Bloodborne, Demon Souls were being created by From Software on PlayStation, Japan Studio was a resource that was doing a lot of work. I think that's why Bloodborne's kind of up in the air of a remaster sequel. And then we're getting the Dusk Bloods on Switch 2, which is like Miyazaki saying, fine, I'll make Bloodborne on my own. So it will be interesting to see. Let's see. Wait a minute. Okay, so this is where the article I stopped reading. They're mainly focused on VR and AR games. We'll also be working on larger games for console and PC. Okay. Let's see. He worked with Sony Interactive Entertainment on Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Soul Sacrifice, Astrobot. Speaking of Astrobot. He left in 2020. And then, yeah, they're just talking about they're making. So I guess they're talking about VR and AR titles, but they're saying they're making games for PC and console. So let's see. Unfortunately, nothing here is about what the game will be. Serious Studios. We'll have to keep that in mind. Okay, so Nintendo gains time to prep Switch 2 debut with tariff pause. So this is fascinating the way this has been rolling out, and I can't say that I know for sure what's happening, but what it sounds like is Nintendo had already planned this price. Apparently, there's 800,000 Switch 2s in the US right now, nearly 1 million, more than what was reported on before. People complain about the price, and the idea is they're already. How do I explain it? It's not. So this thing that's happening right now has nothing to do with the tariffs. It has to do with the backlash that we saw at the Treehouse, right? So when Nintendo was doing the YouTube Treehouse thing, people were just pummeling the chat with like, lower the price, lower the price, lower the price. And then Nintendo came out with the tariffs thing after that, not addressing the concerns of the consumer, but by just speaking on the tariffs. And it's like, well, okay, does that make sense? Well, word is, it's possible that the Switch 2 is going to be cheaper. I don't know. I forgot where I got that information. What was I reading? Because they were already selling it at a price that they thought consumers would be cool with, and they weren't expecting the backlash. Man, where did I see that? So what's funny is Nintendo has just been able, this is a political thing companies do, they're leveraging the tariff issue in order for them to figure out what to do with the Switch, to maybe even lower the price. So, and what's interesting too is, I don't know if it's in this. Okay, yeah, this is kind of showing, yeah, look at that. 800,000 units as of February. There's no plan B for the company beyond the 450 Switch 2, which will soon be the key platform for its blah, 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 blah. If the tariff stays at 10, Nintendo probably keeps pricing at 450 and just takes the hit on margin. Not only did they do that in 2019, but here, what you're seeing is the Vietnam production. Because back in 2019, they moved their production to Vietnam. So I find this whole thing interesting just because Nintendo is delaying the Switch 2 pre-order. And originally they blamed the tariffs. Analysts have said the pricing of the Nintendo Switch 2 has nothing to do with tariffs. And I think Nintendo is using the tariffs as a way to gauge how to price. And I can't say that's a bad thing. Maybe that's cool that they're doing that. But isn't it crazy that you can't pre-order the Switch 2? What is the other data point that I came across recently? I'm forgetting. I was about to talk more on that. You know what we'll do for now? Again, not much news, and I can just sit here and talk about tariffs, and I don't even really know them. Except historically. If I look at what's happened historically, tariffs always rise. Companies always do their thing, you know. YouTuber duo Kit and Krista did a press autopsy on Nintendo's response, being former Nintendo. It's pretty insightful and enlightening. I'll have to check that out. I do watch them. Not pre-ordering a console is wild. It is to me, it's weird that they canceled the pre-order. Like, but still kept not just canceled the pre-order, but kept the launch date. This is theatrics. And the reason I'm willing to say that it's Nintendo, I'm gonna move doing theatrics, is because the Pal World controversy. How they're willing to just go out there, to do whatever they can, I guess, I guess this is about, but to look good and save face, but they conflict with each other. It's very interesting. All right, let's go. I actually haven't played too much. I think it was like 12 minutes. What? Is it doing the same thing again? Interesting how not every game does this, guys. I'm gonna switch the full screen. Where is that? Windows scale. It doesn't want me to do it. There we go. But it's not gonna be that small. Oh, perfect. Look at that. We can do that. Cool music. Oh, thanks. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I don't know why full screen on Meld. Again, I said I was going to reach out to them and I didn't. Some games do that, some don't. Okay. So this is cool. You could choose the map. Great music going on. I'll just do this one. Everything about this has that old school vibe. Look at that. It's dropping down onto the surface. Hopefully I remember as some very... Oh, that's interesting. Unique mechanics. Like throwing weapons. Oh, that's weird. Oh. Oh, and if it happens to hit your shield, it deflects. So yeah, you pick up multiple weapons, and you can see at the top right, your weapon has like HP. It's like Breath of the Wild. Oh yeah, so you could position yourself to block. Oh, interesting. What that's all about. Oh, let's see. I don't know if this will work. No. I'm just wasting my... Are those bullets on the ground? Yeah, and they hurt me. Okay, I just... So, that looked like a spear back there, so... Hey! I know it has an arrow. Awesome. I can't believe I figured that out. Alright, so this... There... Oh! Oh, and there's another spear up here. Oh. Oh my god, I am about to die. Well, that was close. Oh no. Oh, cool. This is the first time I've died. And now I'm the pilot. Okay, this might be hard. Oh no. So they don't trigger the fall? That's not good. Oh gosh, what the? I don't think. Oh, get on? Okay. Oh, not good. Can I really kill this thing? Nice. Yeah, get the big sword. Oh, that's right, I can't do the jump attack on it. It's pretty hard when you don't have your Panzer. That guy's gonna drop down, right? Bus. I'd rather get. Oh. How do I do all that? I have to get down there. Interesting. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay, I broke that. Can I break? Ah, there we go. Oh no! Okay, I recharged the Paladin. Secret. Oh, that's not good. What's the point? Ah, here we go. Interesting. Interesting how far you can go without needing it. Okay, and this is how you do the checkpoints, and you insert a weapon. So you lose your weapon. So there's interesting little mechanics to think about. Oh, this is for a boss battle, I'm guessing. Okay. Is that what that was about? Alright, you know what it is. It is that time, and I hit that, oh, and there goes the weapon. So, thanks for watching. Can you quit from the pause menu? Is that real? I'm just gonna hit Alt F4. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. I didn't really have much going on. So what am I going to be playing for today? I don't know. There is stuff going on, but I'll be back tomorrow. Some more gaming news. Hopefully there's some new cool stuff. If not, I'll play a game or something. But until next time, be cool.